So today we are diving into a topic that's a bit sensitive but still incredibly important, and that is why going to an ex might not be the best idea. Look, it's a common scenario. You've gone through a breakup and despite the reasons you split, the temptation to go back can feel pretty overwhelming. Maybe you remember the good times a little too fondly, or you feel that nagging fear that you won't find someone else, someone better, someone like your ex. But let's get real for a moment. Statistically, the odds of a rekindled romance flourishing, they're not in your favor. The odds of getting an ex back are pretty bad. So first up, let's talk about the past. Going back to an ex often means you're not moving forward. And while it might feel safe or comfortable clinging to what once was, this can seriously delay your healing process and your personal growth. I mean, imagine all the new and exciting possibilities you close yourself from, or you close yourself off from, when you're busy trying to resurrect a relationship that didn't work out the first time. Engaging with new people and experiences, this is also something you should do during this time as opposed to trying to get back with an ex. Because when you engage with people and new experiences, you often shed light on personal issues like your insecurities and fears, which is a huge step towards some much needed personal development. And what's more, this dynamic of looking backwards instead of forward, it just keeps you from meeting others who could offer new joys and new fulfillments. Because look, each interaction with someone new, it teaches you a little bit more about what you want and what you don't want, what behaviors you can tolerate, and what love should really look like for you. Like, these are experiences that are very critical. They help you build resilience, they help you get a clearer understanding of your own worth, and they help you get into the right relationship for you, which is probably not one that you had with your ex because it didn't work out. I mean, let's face it, a breakup, as much as I hate to say it, is a sign of incompatibility. If you've broke up for a person, God forbid if you're breaking up over and over again with a person and then making up and you're in this cycle of an on-off relationship, it's probably way healthier to just move on, to find someone new even, than going back into something that's already shown to you very clearly that it has its flaws, that it has big flaws that might not be worth resolving. Now let's dissect the motivations behind wanting to reunite with an ex. Most often, these desires are driven way more by fear than by a genuine love. Fear that you're not good enough, fear of never finding someone else, or fear of staying alone perpetually. Like, don't get me wrong, these are valid fears, but they're not good reasons to simply go back to an ex. They are signs that you need to work on yourself, on your self-esteem and confidence to a point where you won't have these sorts of fears anymore. Because all they are really sprouting from are faulty, limiting beliefs, like how you cannot find anyone better and how, let's say, your ex is the love of your life, how they're your soulmate. All of that is bullshit, yet most people cannot help but actually buy into that bullshit. So reflect on your fears, address your fears, and then turn to self-improvement, maybe even therapy, and you will be way better off, way more secure, and way more clear-headed, and able to probably more wisely move forward from your breakup. And more wisely, by that I mean, you probably will lose the attachment to getting your ex back under any circumstances once you deal with the emotional baggage holding you back. Now I want to move forward this discussion to a very uncomfortable truth that you kind of need to hear. Your ex may have already moved on, and this is another reason why it's often such a bad idea to go back to them, to give them another chance, or to try to, I don't know, cajole them into giving you another chance. Look, by the time many relationships end, one person has often already emotionally detached, making the breakup seem, sure, sudden, only to the one left behind. That's probably you in this case. Now, this is a clear indicator that going back to an ex, to an old relationship, is pretty impractical. Your ex has probably already moved on. And if that is the case, which, as you'd guess, it most certainly is, you will have a very hard time reattracting your ex because you need mutual interest and emotional investment to rekindle a relationship. And lastly, the last reason going back to an ex might not be a good idea, probably isn't a good idea in fact, is this. If the fundamental issues that led to your breakup remain unaddressed, which they often do when people solely focus on getting their ex back, they will likely sabotage your relationship, your potentially reformed, rekindled relationship yet again. So whether it's neediness, a lack of boundaries, or simply different life goals and values, these problems, they will not disappear. The problems you had in the past with your ex, they are going to keep, bugging you guys. They're going to keep damaging your relationship. And sure, some might be resolved if you both put in the work, most probably won't. And that's fine. Again, it all comes back to the principle of getting into a breakup is a sign of incompatibility. It's not about changing your behaviors, it's about changing who you are as a person. You changing who you are, your ex changing who they are. And only then is it possible for you two to actually mend things in a healthy, functional way. But let's be real, most people after a breakup, at least until it's been months or years since the breakup, they don't change to an adequate degree to get back together and then actually stay together in a healthy, functional, loving relationship. That's just a fairy tale. And whoever tells you otherwise, they're probably selling you bullshit. So in conclusion, while the idea of getting back with an ex can be very tempting, it's important to remember why you broke up, why you separated in the first place. And you need to work on yourself, you need to embrace the growth, and you need to move forward. Believe me, the right relationship, it won't need to be forced. It will happen organically. It will happen almost effortlessly. So this was just some food for thought. I'm not saying in your case getting back with your ex is a bad idea. All I'm saying is that it might not be the best idea, and I want you to really, realistically as possible, think about it. Think about how worth it is it for you specifically to get back with an ex. And if you want to get deeper into my process, by the way, for breakup recovery, if you want to learn how to stop obsessing over your ex, then I invite you to download the recovery cheat sheet, link in the description below this video. And with that being said, thanks for watching and take care.